Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 machine learning projects that actually move the needle in production environments. Most engineers get this wrong by building hobby projects that have no real-world application. But today, we are changing that. I have seen countless candidates fail technical interviews because their portfolios lack depth. If you want to stand out, you need to solve problems that businesses actually care about. And that is exactly what we are going to cover. Now that we know the stakes, let us look at the roadmap for this session. We are moving beyond the basics to focus on systems that scale. These are the 5 projects we are going to break down today. Specifically, we will cover real-time fraud detection, predictive maintenance, customer churn analysis, automated document processing, and recommendation systems. Watch all the way through because each section provides the specific technical stack and architectural considerations you need to actually deploy these. Quick note, before we dive in, this channel shares practical IT tutorials daily. So if that is useful to you, hit subscribe and join our WhatsApp community linked in the description for more resources. So, why does fraud detection matter? In e-commerce, fraud is not just a cost, it is an operational failure. Without automated detection, your platform is vulnerable to high chargeback rates and severe reputational damage. A true production system must process thousands of transactions per second with sub-50 millisecond latency. Think about it. If you add 2 seconds of latency to a checkout flow, your conversion rate drops significantly. That is why this project is so critical for senior roles. The core of a fraud detection project is feature engineering. On line 4, we aggregate transaction history per user. Notice we look at the mean and standard deviation of transaction amounts, but the real signal is the number of unique IP addresses per user ID, which helps catch account takeover attempts. This is exactly how you start building a feature store for your model. When you run this aggregation, you get a clean summary. Look at user U9921. They have 8 unique IP addresses for 12 transactions. That is a massive red flag. This output confirms your feature engineering logic is working correctly before you even touch a machine learning model. Now let us move to predictive maintenance. This turns reactive repairs into proactive scheduling. By monitoring sensor data from industrial machinery, you can predict failure before it happens. This saves companies millions in unplanned downtime. As you can see in the diagram, this project requires a robust data pipeline. You need to ingest streaming data from thousands of devices using something like Kafka, process it in real time, and store it in a time series database. This is a classic high-scale engineering problem. For this project, your data schema is your contract. Notice the device identifier and the sensor values for vibration and temperature. In production, you would validate this schema at the edge before sending it to your backend. If this schema breaks, your entire model pipeline fails. Always enforce your data contracts. Next up is customer churn prediction. This is the lifeblood of any SaaS company. If you can identify users likely to cancel before they actually do, you can trigger retention campaigns. This project is not just about prediction. It is about model interpretability. You need to explain to stakeholders why the model predicts churn. If you cannot explain the why, your marketing team will never trust your predictions. To solve the interpretability problem, we use SHAP. On line 4, we create a tree explainer for our model. Then, on line 5, we calculate the SHAP values. This shows us exactly which features push the model toward a churn prediction. Is it the low login frequency, or maybe a high number of support tickets? With this, you can provide actionable insights. Now let us talk about automated document processing. Imagine a logistics firm receiving thousands of paper invoices. Manually typing that data is a massive bottleneck. By using optical character recognition or OCR and natural language processing, you can extract structured data from these PDFs automatically. This project requires building a pipeline that handles image pre-processing, text extraction, and entity recognition. It is a perfect example of a project that solves a boring but extremely expensive business problem. To implement this, you need the Tesseract engine. The commands on screen show you how to set this up on Ubuntu. Notice we installed both the binary and the development headers. Without the headers, your Python wrapper will fail to compile. Once installed, the pip package acts as a bridge for your code to talk to the engine. Finally, we have recommendation engines. These drive the engagement you see on major streaming platforms. This project involves techniques like collaborative filtering or matrix factorization. The challenge here is balancing exploration showing users new things and exploitation showing them what you know they like. It is a classic engineering problem that requires massive scale. At the heart of many recommenders is a simple dot product. On line 6, we calculate the similarity between a user vector and an item vector. In a real system, these vectors have millions of dimensions. If a user likes action movies, their vector will be aligned with the action movie vector. It is simple math, but at scale, it is incredibly powerful. Let me give you a real-world scenario. A global logistics provider was handling 500,000 shipments every single day. They were drowning in manual invoice reconciliation. They built an automated OCR pipeline with a confidence scoring threshold. If the model confidence dropped below 90%, it automatically routed the invoice to a human reviewer. By doing this, they reduced manual data entry by 85% and saved $2 million annually. That is the kind of impact you want to demonstrate in your projects. Now, what are the common mistakes? First, ignoring data drift. Your model is only as good as the incoming data, and that data changes over time. Second, over-engineering the model. Do not spend months tuning a neural network when a simple regression model solves the problem. Third, hard coding configurations. You must use a model registry like MLflow to track versions. If you do not, you will never be able to reproduce your results. So when should you use machine learning? Only when you have large, labeled datasets available. Use it when your business logic is too complex for simple if-else rules. But do not use it if your problem is simple enough for a SQL query. If you can solve it with a database join, do not build a model. You will save your team a lot of headaches. Use these criteria to decide if this tool is right for your situation. To recap, focus on production-grade pipelines, not just model accuracy. Always implement data validation and schema contracts. Prioritize interpretability so your stakeholders trust the output. Monitor your models for data drift constantly. And finally, always choose the simplest model that solves the business problem. Remember, you are building tools to solve problems, not just writing code. If you found this video helpful and you think it can help others in the community too, please do like and hype the video. It helps more people find this content. Hit subscribe to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description where we share more practical IT resources daily. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.